New businesses will soon emerge in Macomb. This after the city's small business competition made a return after 6 years last night. Nearly 10 aspiring business owners pitched their ideas to a panel of judges hoping to get their hands on prize money to help them open. WGEM's Dylan Smith takes you inside the competition tonight.
Sandra's Authentic Mexican Food.
It's something every prospective entrepreneur wants to hear.
Bloom Macomb.
Their business idea, one step closer to becoming a reality.
Era's
$15,000 later, Kylie and Royce Lee are first place finishers and can say that.
The money that we're going to have is actually just going to go straight into the renovation project that we have.
They pitched Era's Vintage, a vintage furniture and decor store, but they have high hopes that each item has a deeper meaning.
I think that I like that they have a story and they're not like what you would find at Walmart. You know, it's something interesting and unique, and it makes my space my space.
In the several weeks leading up to the competition, all of the competitors took classes to develop their ideas. Amy Espinoza took home third place for Sandra's Authentic Mexican Food, a food truck in nearby Carthage, but now hopes to make a dream come true by opening a brick and mortar, and those classes helped.
There was no business plan, so this kind of pushed us to have that actual business structure.
And city officials hope the business creation doesn't stop with those three winners.
The winners have to open, but we really hope that the other entrepreneurs that pitch tonight will continue to open up. They have all the resources, all the connections, and their business plan is all ready to go.
The winners have exactly 13 months to open their businesses. Dylan Smith, WGEM News, Macomb.
All of you businesses in Macomb.
Now, Macomb's downtown development director says that several community members gave monetary and in-kind donations, such as marketing and electrical packages, to help get those doors open.